Hey guys, I just wanted to do a general video just about an introduction to JetInsight. So the iPad view, the JetInsight on the iPad is much different than it is on the laptop. On your iPad, it's very easy and clean to use. It's meant to be used on the line, and then the desktop version is meant to be used, and the desktop is meant iPads online, and then the desktop versions meant to be used. Like when you're not online, you have access to more features. The most important thing to do is always sync. Whenever you open the app up, I always just press sync, because if you go and enter in an expense, like say in a non-trip folder, which is for you would put any training expenses in a non-trip folder, or if you're not assigned, let's say you're at home, or and you're not assigned a plane, you put all expenses in your non-trip folder. In order for the tail numbers so we'll add an expense. In order for the tail numbers to come up, you need to sync. If you don't, it's just gonna say no aircraft. All right, and your tail number, so your all expenses should be on the tail number that you're assigned to. If you're on so let's say you have an expense that goes in this non-trip folder, you would assign, let's say the plane's in maintenance, you would assign the tail number, but you put it in your non-expense folder. All right, the notes section, so we'll add an expense. This notes section is to add any extra information. So let's say you're entering in per diem, you do day 1 of 8, and you'd have the category of per diem. All right, it's not to be used as, say, overnight PBI or Jet A. You don't need to put per diem in the notes section, because that's already noted with the category. Whenever you're entering in an expense, make sure you always upload a receipt. And then if you have a charge, let's say it's fuel, make sure that you mark it as 0, and then make it to be determined. Rent-a-cars, fuel, since we do contract fuel, it's always to be determined. So let's go through a step-by-step of adding an expense to show how to split an expense. So let's add an expense. We'll load. I don't have one to split, so we'll just use this receipt, and we'll just say that it's from Signature. So, and the credit card is it's Signature. We use a credit card, and in the pay details we put Amex 1070, and we'll just say the airport's RDU. And now let's say you put we split up fuel and all other services on 2 different invoices. So let's say you have a GPU and a lab service or anything like that on there. So what you would do is you put your total amount. Let's just say it's $200, and you would hit split expense, and then you would put the actual amount. So let's just say the GPU was 100, and then let's say the lab was 100, right? And you would assign the aircraft and the category. So let's just say ground power unit, 29 by Charlie, ground power unit. And that's how you split an expense. And your amounts, your $100 amounts, should add up to the total amount. And if they don't add up, you won't be able to submit the expense, and it'll be red. You'll have a red box. It'll let you know that it doesn't add. So that's how you do split expenses. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to Fran. She'd be more than happy to help.